Chapter 27. In his own visits he followed the rule of the apostle, namely, to visit only orphans and widows in need, or if the sick asked him to visit them, pray to the Lord for them and lay his hand on them, he would go without delay. He did not visit monasteries of women except in real need. He asserted that in their lives and habits, men of God should follow the rules which he himself had learned from the teaching of Ambrose of holy memory: never to seek a wife for someone, or to write a recommendation for a man entering upon a military career, or to accept invitations to dinner in the locality. The reasons he gave for these rules were as follows: lest spouses quarrel and curse the one who had brought them together. But he also said that when spouses were in agreement, a priest should, if asked, intervene to ratify and bless covenants and consents already made. And lest the man recommended for the military turn out badly and blame his backer, and lest the habit of temperance be lost through frequent attendance at banquets with fellow townsmen. He also told us that he had heard that same man of blessed memory give just before his death a very wise and devout response, which he greatly praised and commended. As that venerable man was in his final illness, some faithful with the rank of honorable were standing by his bed. Seeing him about to pass from this world to God, they were saddened at the thought that the Church was to be deprived of this great bishop's administration of the divine word and sacraments. They begged him, therefore, with tears, to ask the Lord to prolong his life. But he told them, "My life has not been such as to make me ashamed of living among you, but neither am I afraid to die, for our Lord is a good Lord." Our own Augustine, now an old man, admired and praised this answer with its polished and balanced phrasing. He believed that the reason why Ambrose added, "Nor am I afraid to die, for our Lord is a good Lord," was to keep his hearers from thinking that he was presuming on his own irreproachable life when he said, "My life has not been such as to make me ashamed of living among you." In fact, in saying this, he had in mind what human beings can know of one another. But when it came to the scrutiny of divine justice, he trusted rather in the good Lord, to whom indeed he daily prayed in the Lord's Prayer, "Forgive us our debts." In this context, he often referred to what a fellow bishop and close friend of his had said at the end of his life. He had gone to visit this man as he was close to death, and the man had indicated with a gesture that his departure from the world was at hand. Augustine had responded by saying that he should live on because the Church needed him. But the man replied, "If I never had to die, fine. But if I must some day die, why not now?" Augustine admired and praised this sentiment of a God-fearing man, one who had been born and raised on a country estate but had acquired little book learning. Quite different were the sentiments of the sick bishop of whom Cyprian the Martyr speaks in his letter on mortality. He writes, "One of our episcopal colleagues, wearied by illness and made anxious by approaching death, prayed that he might live on. As he prayed, almost at the point of death, a tall and radiant-faced young man stood beside him, clad in such awesome glory and majesty that mortal human eyes could hardly have looked upon him, and only one about to depart from the world could see him. The young man's disdain was evident in his voice, as he snorted and said, "You are afraid to suffer, but unwilling to depart. What I am to do with you?"